What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to my beautiful viewers and subscribers. Today we have another video. We're going to react to Visit Russia, 10 shocks of visiting Russia. So this is by a guy I seen about Denmark before. Denmark, yeah. Worldsworld.com. So WaltersWorld.com. So go over and check his channel out, man. I seen the video in Denmark and everything, and it's a beautiful video, man. So yeah, I had to check him out. He's a nice guy. He's actually very about the culture, learning about the culture and everything. So 10 shocks of visiting Russia. So let's see what it is, man. Let's see what the Russian people is when I'm gonna visit and everything, when I'm gonna prepare to visit Russia. Of course, I already checked, it's not that expensive. 1,400 for a ticket, of course, so it's not really that expensive. But without further ado, make me wise on visiting Russia. So let's go.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in St. Petersburg, Russia for the 10 things that are going to shock travelers when they come here to Russia. So let's get started. And the first thing that shocks people when they come here are the people. And some of it is the service when you're here, or lack of service. Yes, don't expect a lot of service when you come to Russia. It can be shockingly bad and time-consuming and just frustrating. And yes, sometimes it seems like they don't care and they don't smile back, and that kind of shocks some people. But look, they're not mean, they're just reserved. And the thing is, when you get to know Russians and they open up to you, they can be some of the most fun people ever. I mean, I've had so many great parties and great dinners and great times with my Russian friends I've made around the world. I mean, have you ever had a party and then when you go to sleep, someone tries to sew you into your bed? Yeah, that's the fun stuff that Russians do. And when I've had the chance to meet the people, you know, and when it's really helped, it's just knowing a few words of Russian can turn that stone face into a, hey, you could be a friend of mine kind of thing. And it really makes a difference. So do try to learn a little bit so you can meet the people. Because I can't tell you how many cabbage rolls I have eaten over the years from babushkas, grandmas, and the grandmas of my friends are like, oh, Mark, he's all alone. He needs friends. And they'll be like, bring him over. You know, I've had times where it's, hey, Mark, my friend Max, his mom's like, well, Max is like, my mom and my grandma said you have to come over because you need to eat.
Oh, shit.
Because they were worried about me. I mean, the people really...
Let me pause here. The Russian people are very nice if you learn them to know. But that's the thing that I got from the Russian people who comment down below and who basically told me that Russian people, they don't open up for everybody and they just don't smile that much, like just smiling like, you know, other people they do, because they're really not fake. When Russians, they let you inside their house or they let you be their friend, they're real people. Like, they're real people. And yeah, I could imagine many tourists, they think everything is happiness and everything is good, but the Russian people been through a lot. So that's basically why they do what they do. But I think it's a beautiful thing. I would never judge that. Of course, I think it's a little bit rude, but that's against my culture where I'm from. Where I'm from, you smile, you do a thing, man. That's why. But yeah, never mind, man. I can't wait. Let's go.
They are super hospitable when you get to know them. That's why you should take the time. If you're going to go on the Trans-Siberian Highway, bring a deck of cards and something to drink so you can share and play cards and gamble and stuff like that, because you will get to know the people and it is quite fun to meet them and hang out with them. And that's why I really want to say is it shocks people that yes, that service can be so bad, but these people can really be wonderful when you get a chance to actually meet them. Exactly. So if you get a chance to, do meet them, all right? Now, the second thing that shocks people when they come here is actually deciphering the language. Look, Russian is the Cyrillic alphabet. You will not understand anything, and it shocks people when they come here and think, oh, well, I'm sure they know some English or something like that. No, look, Russia's one of the largest countries in the world in population size and things like that, and so they focus on Russian, just like in the US. It's all in English. Here it's all in Russian. And finding people that speak English is sometimes hard to find outside of, you know, some of the major cities, and even in places like St. Petersburg and Moscow, you don't always get a lot of English around there, even in the tourism industry.
Let me pause here. It's going to be a little bit frightened, just to understand, but the tourist thing, I really don't want to go. I want to go on my own. I want to go on my own thing, trying to travel on my own, keep it in my own pace, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but anyway, man, that's beautiful, but I really understand why Russians don't learn English, and it's okay, never mind, but, you know, when I get food, can't I just point at things, like, hey, I want that one and that one, how much? Like, they're gonna say, I don't know what they say, rubio. What they say? Rubio. I'm like, what? Yeah, but we're gonna figure it out. Never mind. I'm gonna probably have one of my subscribers helping me or something like that. That could be awesome. But yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, let's move on, man. Let's go.
So make sure you do know a little bit. And remember what I told you, knowing a little bit of Russian can really warm people up. So spasiba, thank you, and a pivo, for a beer, or hey, let's get a pivo, let's get a drink. Oh, hey, you know some stuff. It really opens people up. And yes, das, yes, and they is no, and things like that. But it is one of those things. And I'd also say, where. That's one of the things you should know. But it is really cool. And the thing is, though, it is really hard to decipher the letters. So before you come, make sure you at least try to get an idea of what the letters sound like. Like the backwards R is a ya, and then there's a D that looks weird, and you got you think it's a P, but actually makes an R sound. It can get kind of confusing, and when you're taking the metro and you're looking for places and you can't figure it out, it can get really shocking and scary for people. So I do recommend get a Google Translate app and download the offline version, so you can just take a picture of things and it'll and translate it for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
it
do
will
that.
Make your life a lot easier. You'll be shocked how you have really no clue when it comes to Russian language.
Nice.
Now, the third thing that's going to shock you are the churches, specifically the Russian Orthodox churches on the outside, with the onion domes and all the colorings. But for me, it's the insides of the churches. So you're going to go to St. Basil or the Spilt Blood Church here in St. Petersburg. They're just gorgeous with the icons inside, the gold and the silver and all these things. It is truly amazing. And you go in, you're like, wow. I mean, you go into so many churches where you just go, wow, and you get shocked by that beauty. So don't skip the churches when you come here. Go and enjoy them, because they really are shockingly beautiful. Now, the fourth thing that shocks people when they come to Russia is they realize that, wait, there's more than St. Petersburg and Moscow.
Of course
yes, you can go to the Kremlin in Moscow, but you know what? You can go to the Kremlin.
Let me pause. I already know that because I react to a lot of Russian things, and I want to go around the world, But first, I want to see the big cities, because you have to start a place. And I want to get an overall statement of the Russian population. But I know that St. Petersburg and Moscow is not the same. But that's the same that I'm telling you motherfuckers. When you think about Denmark, you think about Copenhagen. That's the only thing that is Danish. The rest of the country, fuck that shit. You never sit down and learn that, right? We different. We way different. Let's go.
On. Kremlin means citadel. That's where the church and the walls and all these things are, and you can really see it in lots of different places. And Russia has a lot of great places to check out. Yes, St. Petersburg with the Hermitage and the Winter Palace and the river here, and all these kind of things are super awesome to do. And in Moscow with the Kremlin, Red Square, and seeing Lenin, it's great. But getting out and exploring Russia is really a fantastic thing. So, for me, I know when I was doing my research, I'm like, man, Kazan with the mosque there and the Kremlin there just looks gorgeous, and I really want to check it out. Go on a Volga River cruise, something like that. You have all these things that are really amazing. So don't be shocked when you realize that, hey, wait, it's not just St. Petersburg and Moscow. No, this place is huge. And that leads to the next shock, is how insanely huge Russia is. Look, Russia goes from one side of Asia to the other side of Asia and then into Europe. Okay, it's huge, and that Trans-Siberian Highway that Trans-Siberian Railroad will take you days, weeks, maybe a month to go through it all. So you really need to realize the size of this place is enormous, and especially if you're going to even the cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg. When you look at a map for a Berlin or a London, you think, oh, I can walk that. Or Rome, I can walk that. St. Petersburg, when you see these things, you go, man, that is too big you don't realize you can't really walk those distances. It's so big. So make sure you do use that public transport, because it is very helpful. It goes lots of places and makes a big difference. And yes, you can bring your kids here too. It's not a big deal. And with that size, you really need to plan ahead with flights and transportation, because of the distance and time it takes. It really is more helpful to have a better idea when you get there, so you're not trying to go place to place to place. You really need to plan it out beforehand because of those distances.
Let me pause here. I hate when you're on a vacation and you want to go places. Like different cities, okay, sometimes I do love it. I think it's nice. But when it's a big city, I really want to see everything. Now, for example, in Bangkok, we really did see everything. Like, there was a lot of things that we saw, but we didn't really try the museum and all that, because apparently in the National Museum, you have to have permission to go in, because, never mind that. But there was a lot of things that we didn't really see about the Asian culture, because the Asian culture really is not like Russia. The Asian culture has a lot of culture, but it doesn't really have a lot of history, if you know what I mean. But it's not the same as Russia and Europe. Europe has a ton of history, like wars and everything. Of course, Asia has the same, but they don't keep it in check. You know what I mean? So that's one of the crazy parts. But yeah, I really want to see one city instead of just going skipping 12 cities. I want to know the history and everything, the wars, everything like that, man. That could be nice. And St. Petersburg is because in that Napoleon thing or whatever it was, somebody invading Russia, I can't remember who it was, but they basically standing at St. Petersburg and trying to starve the people out, you know what I mean? And it was originally Swedish. No, wait, Finland, I think? I don't know. I think it's Norway. I don't know. Let's go. But that's crazy.
Now, another thing that's going to shock you when you come here is the weather. And I'm going to tell you, the weather is no joke. Sometimes you can have great, summer nights like we are here, the white nights here in St. Petersburg, and that is really cool. The daylight through the summer is fantastic. But when winter comes, it is dangerously cold, and you need to be careful when you are here, all right? So when you are coming, make sure you bring clothes to layer up, bring those warm clothes. Even in the summer, make sure you got those layers because it will get chilly once the sun doesn't really go down, but once it starts to hover near the horizon, you want to be careful with that. Now, the seventh thing that shocks people when they come here is safety can be an issue, whether it is pickpockets in St. Petersburg or Moscow, or it's getting ripped off by taxi drivers, or it's people trying to rip you off just in general. These things do happen to tourists, and it does shock them how often these things happen. And it's not just in the tourism industry and stuff like that. I've got shook down by police when I've been here. These kind of things do happen, and so you want to be prepared. So make sure, if you're not, evenings, finish up and head back to your hotel. Ask your hotel where you should go or shouldn't.
Let me pause there. I ain't a pussy, but I ain't going to prison in Russia, man. Hell motherfucking no. Let's go.
So you do really need to pay attention with these things. And I would say with the safety kind of thing, I don't recommend, don't take pictures of the police, don't take pictures of government buildings, well, like military buildings and stuff like that. You can take a picture of the Kremlin from those things. But you do want to be careful when you are here. And probably the most shocking of all those safety things is the traffic. When you'll see, when you go on YouTube, you'll see the traffic dash cams around Russia, and you'll be like, oh my God, these people drive crazy. They do drive crazy. When you're in the crosswalk, it's like they're aiming for you. You got to be really careful with that, okay? So just heads up on that one. The eighth thing that's going to shock you when you come here is sticker shock. Russia is expensive, whether it's getting your visa costs, hotels, restaurants. For tourists, it can be quite expensive proposition coming here, and you will be shocked that sometimes there's two prices. One for the locals and one for...
Let me pause here. There's also that in Thailand, so that's nothing new for me. Like in Thailand, I got ripped off a lot of things because people, they basically do it for the tourists. But you really thought like, okay, they gotta make money. They gotta make money of this tourism, and that's the thing. That's the mindset. They have to make money of tourism. That's how they do. They don't do it mean-wise. But who the fuck cares, man? Let's just do our thing, man. We're gonna go to Russia. We're gonna love it. It's a beautiful country. These videos are meant to scare you a little bit, just to make you, kind of. But if you take it too anxious, you're gonna be shit scared. And please don't be that, because I'm pretty sure Russia is not that bad. Promise you. I fucking promise you. But I'm gonna go there. So if you wanna go to Russia, you could go with me, or you could shut up and watch the video, because I'm gonna go to Russia, and I'm coming soon. 2022? Nah, 2021, I think. I don't know. Gotta get the money first. Let's go.
Travelers, so you will have to pay more for museums or other things. Just be ready for that. They'll be shocked by
same you're gonna do in Thailand.
It can happen, and don't try to trick them, because you'll be shocked. Well, they'll realize, dude, you're not Russian. Okay. Now, the ninth thing that's gonna shock you when you come here is the hassle and the pain in the buttness of getting your Russian visa. You gotta, this is one of the things you gotta be planning as like a month in advance. It's not something you can do last minute to come.
Let me pause here. I actually thought a visa took like fucking 4 or 5 months. What the fuck? What? 1 month? You can't wait 1 month? What the fuck? Let's go.
You really have to think about this, because it can take, with an agency, like 4 or 5 days, or it could take up to a month if you're doing it on your own. And getting the invitations, the hotel stuff, it's shockingly frustrating to do. So just a heads up on that, okay? And the 10th thing that's going to shock you is when you're in Moscow, yes, you really can see Lenin's body. No, you probably can't take pictures when you are there, but you can see him. So I hope you like your 10 shocks. If you want to learn more about visiting Russia, things you're going to love and hate, what you don't do when you come here, check us out on our website at waltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those fun things. And we put out new travel videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So please do subscribe and have a great time here in Russia. It is a lot cooler than you expect. You will be shocked how much more fun you'll have than everyone seems to tell you will. Bye.
Wow, that's a good video. Now, it made me a little bit anxious about Russia, but as I learned before, I've been anxious about Thailand too. And that turned out to be the greatest part of my fucking life. So I'm not scared. I'm definitely not scared. They told me in Thailand that the police is gonna shake you down too. But unfortunately for that officer, I didn't have any money on me. So fuck that. But yeah, you just apply, and I'm not scared of them. It's just, I showed that I'm kind of scared, and I'm kind of like, no, don't kill me, don't do anything. But I'm not really scared of an officer. He's just a human being with a pistol and a fucking badge. I've been around these people a lot without badges. But yeah, anyway, man, that's a beautiful video. I'm not really scared, but I can understand why it makes people anxious. But it made me a little anxious too, but I'm really not afraid anymore because I had the same judgment about Thailand. I think Russia is a beautiful country. I think Russia is such a good place to visit, a good place. But we need this pandemic over, and I'm gonna try to come to Russia, of course. But yeah. Beautiful video as always, makes me anxious, but I'm not really scared because I've been to Thailand on my own and I got a fucking panic attack, trust me, when I was standing in the country. So I'm not gonna have that in Russia, I think. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Who really cares, right? So yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm gonna move on into the next one, but before I do that, please hit the like button down below, be massively appreciated. And what you think about Russian culture? Do you think I'm gonna expect something bad? Do you think people are gonna jump me? Do you think that I'm gonna get jacked? They're gonna cheat me? They're gonna be rude people? They're gonna be all against me? They're gonna hate me and everything? Because I guarantee you it's not like that whatsoever. Russian does not mean any evil about it. They're just trying to make a little buck on tourism, and that's okay for me. Never mind. If it's too expensive, I'm not gonna go. That's why. So yeah. Anyway, in Thailand, it doesn't hide it that there's different prices, so it is what it is. But yeah. Anyway, guys and girls, we have 5,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, so it'd be massively appreciated if you would subscribe and hit that notification button so you get updated on the newest videos that come to this channel. But anyway, guys and girls, I'm gonna move on into the next video, man. Peace.